listen to my story. This may be our last chance.
Can I have your autograph?
Of course.
I usually keep everyone's names the same. Never really found a point in changing them. I guess they thought it would make it more personal if you could put in your own names. I just never have. Also, a lot of people debate the main character's name a lot. I've always called him Titus. I guess everyone across the pond calls him Titus. That just sounds weird to me. So I've just always gone with Titus.
Good luck tonight!
Nothing to worry about. Oh, if I score a goal, I'll, do this. That will mean it was for you, okay? What seat?
East block in the front row! Fifth from the right!
Got it.
Can you sign this?
No prob.
Please?
Alrighty.
Me too!
Take it easy. Well, gotta go. Cheer for me.
2, 3. Teach us how to blitz!
Hey, I got a game to play.
Then teach us after.
Maybe tonight, well,
You can't tonight.
I mean tomorrow.
Promise?
Promise.
I was in a coffee shop running away from home when I heard the news. Our hero, checked, gone, vanished into thin air. My dad must have been his biggest fan. I knew how sad he'd be. Heck, we all were that day. Zanar, I says to myself, what are you thinking? I went running straight back home. We sat up talking about Jack all night. My dad and I never talked so much. Whoa, didn't mean to reminisce, folks. Anyway, 10 years later, the Jack Memorial Cup tournament is today. The two teams that have won through to the finals are, of course, the Abes from A East and the Duggles from C South. I know there's a lot of people out there today to see the star of the Abes. In just 1 year, he's become the team's #1 player. He's Jack's blood and the new hope of Blitzball. What kind of super play will he show us today? Will we see his father's legendary shot? I don't think I'm the only one excited here, folks.
Alright, so the reason why I kind of just ran around in circles there is if you keep going, you will cut that guy off. For my first 2 or 3 playthroughs of this game, I don't think I ever heard that entire speech that he did there.
Make way, make way! Coming through, sorry. Hey, I'm gonna be late. Hey, let go of me.
That cutscene right there shows why in 2001, when this game was released, why it was considered one of the best games on the planet. The graphics they did in this game were like nothing else they did up until this point. And I want to say it was the first game that had actual voice actors.
What are you doing here?
I was waiting for you.
What are you talking about? Huh?
It begins.
What?
Don't cry.
What the? Hey, wait! Hey, not this way.
Look. We called it sin.
Sin?
Take it. A gift from Jet.
My old man?
I hope you know how to use it. These ones don't matter.
So that was one thing that always confused me about the sequence of which they did things in this game. I understand they did it for dramatic effect, that he could barely hold the sword, but he went from not being able to hold it with two hands to now just being able to do whatever he wants with the one hand. It always seemed kind of weird that they did that. Hey, what's up, DJ?
Don't bother going after all of them. Cut the ones that matter and run.
Get out of my town!
Some can't wait to die.
Actually, my first time ever playing this game on an Xbox controller, so that's going to take me a minute to get used to. The thing with this boss is, you can do whatever you want, and it's impossible to die to him. His only attack is called Demi, and it only does 25% of your current health. Oh, you should give them a shot sometime, TJ. They're really fun games. I haven't really played any of the new ones. I downloaded 13 a couple weeks ago, but you know, with my crazy work schedule, really haven't had time to play it much. Yeah, they put a boss this early when they specifically design it not to be able to kill you. Like, you can just let this guy go all day and it'll get to a point where all of your health will be 1 HP and he can't even do anything to you. How's it going, Betty?
What are you laughing at, old man? Lauren, let's get out of here.
We're expected.
Huh? Give me a break, man.
See that Ricky's having fun with his stickers in the comments. This is the first exploit of the game, you could say. These enemies will never stop coming until you destroy the generator. So if you want to level Titus early and I guess kind of fast, you just keep attacking these guys. It gives you a few options like this throughout the game. I never really messed with it. I just kind of try to progress through the game naturally, and then if I needed to level up, I would just do it in whatever area I'm in. Because every time you level, just like most games, the XP needed to get to the next level is gonna be raised. So with you staying where you're at now, you can grind these guys, and I've seen people get like 30 levels sitting here for like 2 hours not paying attention, just clicking buttons. But it could help in the long run. If I was to do anything here like that, it would be to try to get Titus to use his overdrive as many times as possible, because his overdrives come as he uses them. You have to use them a certain amount of times to get the next one. And with these, it sometimes tells you, I think it depends on the version, it will tell you that their wings are flickering, but that means that they're about to attack.
This could be bad. That! Knock it down!
What?
Trust me, you'll see.
Yeah, I usually just try to get this part over as soon as possible, try to get into the main game, because Final Fantasy's beginning of their games usually take a few hours just to be able to get into the game, where you can just start fighting things and progressing with the story.
This is it. This is your story. It all begins here.
Hey. Hey!
My old man?
One of the downsides to this game, and a lot of people who love this game agree, is you never really get to explore Xanarkin. This is about the most you get right here, and you only get the little patch that you're in. They talked about making a sequel, or I guess not really a sequel, but redoing the whole game like they did with Final Fantasy VII. I don't know if they're still going to do that, but they talked about letting you be able to explore Xanarkin more in the early game. But with kind of what they did with Final Fantasy VII, if they're going to try to reboot the story like they did with that, honestly, rather than just leave it alone.
I thought about a lot of things. Like where I was, what I got myself into. I started to feel lightheaded, and then sleepy. I think I had a dream of being alone. I wanted someone, anyone beside me, so I didn't have to feel alone anymore. Anybody there? Aaron! Hey!
You come back here later on in the game. That's when you can get most of the stuff that you need to do here done. These little things are all over the place, but if you haven't played, if this is your first playthrough of this game, there's nothing you can do with them. They're for Albed primers. It's another language in the game, and you have to find books throughout the game to expand on the language. So if you do a new playthrough and you 100% got all the books in your last playthrough, you can go ahead and just bring them all over, which is kind of helpful in the early on stages. But I've played through this game a lot, and I've only ever gotten 100% a few times, and the game's really good at giving you what they're saying through body language, where you can kind of understand what's going on. So it's not 100% necessary. Also, throughout the game, if it seems like I'm explaining things a little weird, it's for the people who have never played this game before. I don't want to accidentally say something that'll spoil something throughout the game. I know there's a lot of debate and confusion that go along with the storyline of this game. I will explain it as it comes, because it gets really confusing with how they laid out the story, and just altogether there's not a lack of information, but they could have explained in better detail what was really going on. Now this is the second boss of the game, and it introduced to this game something that I never really cared for games doing, is a boss that is unbeatable. No matter what you do, you cannot beat this boss. Other games, including other games I plan on streaming in the future, like Elden Ring, will give you a boss in the beginning that is almost impossible, but you can beat it if you're really good at the game. This boss, on the other hand, there is no way to beat it. I also have no idea how to say its name, but you will come back here later and be able to beat the boss, so I think it gives you like a revenge story down the line to show you how far you have come, kind of thing. So there's no point wasting your potions or anything at this point.
I had made it out of the frying pan and into the freezer. I thought I was gonna die in this place. need fire.
We have fun and accuracy of the game is he just moved about 2 tons worth of cement like it was nothing, and then other parts in the game he struggles to pick up something that's 50 pounds. And see right there is another example of, with these fixed camera angles, as you come in here, you will never see that chest unless if you're just happen to be running back, not paying attention, just end up here. It's one of the downsides to fixed camera angles.
I need food. What do you want?
It was a bad call. Your team lost because of you.
You came to say that?
It's been 10 years. I thought you'd be crying.
Who, me?
You cried.
Hey, wait! Don't go out on me! Just hold on. I'll get more wood. Give me a break!
So, here's the technical third. It's not really a boss fight, but it kind of seems like one at this point. Later on in the game, they become just a normal enemy. So I guess I should explain for those who's new to this game. On the right side of the screen is going to show where the attacks are going to land, because after this, starting with Final Fantasy X-2, they got rid of the role-playing aspect of this, where it started becoming, well, I guess more, they got out of the turn-based, and after that it's been time-based ever since. I liked the turn-based, especially when I was younger. I would have to go do something, or have to go to school, or do whatever, and I could walk away right now from this screen, and it will be like this for as long as I'm gone. You can't really do that with the new games. So I kind of do miss this, but as I've gotten older and a little better at gaming, it is fun to have more of an action pace to it. But I do feel like getting rid of the turn-based kind of got rid of some of the strategy. Later on, when you have more abilities, more skills, more items, you can really plan out your characters as you need them to be, and use your turns to really set up your characters and everything you need to beat the boss. I can't really show you now, but when you get skills and magic and certain attacks, your character will move in the order of which they can attack. Titus here, for example, he's one of the first ones that get I can't remember the name of it right now. He gets cheer and a few other boosting abilities that'll make your characters faster, stronger, and that really starts to change up the game, especially the early game, because most monsters don't have a way to stop it or slow you. Later on, when you get into the really big boss monsters, they have a way to counter, dispel your stuff, which gets kind of annoying. And then with this playthrough, it'll be the first time that I actually face penance myself. They didn't have him in the original game. It got to the last boss, and then that was it. They added the final boss to the remastered edition for more of a challenge for the people who grew up on this game, and they needed more difficulty, I guess. He is a really hard boss. I've watched a lot of playthroughs on him, and you have to have everything ready to go. You have to have everything maxed. You have to go through the sphere grid, which is the leveling up system in this game, and really pay attention to what you put your skills into. I've seen people completely remap their sphere grids, completely wipe them out and start all over again, which, if you have played this game, you know how difficult that is. And with him, you can get the ultimate weapons of the games, but later down the line, you unlock a way to kind of farm certain items. Some of them are harder to get than others, so you can, in essence, make your own god weapons, or, well, I guess in this game they're called celestial weapons. I just know one's called God Hand, so that's what I got used to calling them, god weapons. But the celestial weapons, once you go through everything to unlock them, they're great, and especially when you max them out. But some of them have abilities you don't need, and you want others. Because Ribbon is an amazing ability to have on like armor or weapons, and you can, if you're willing to farm the hours and the time to do it, it's worth it. But as a normal playthrough on this, without heavy grinding or anything, this is about an 80-hour game. But I have watched streamers 100% this game, and it was 130 hours just watching them. So this game is as easy as you're willing to grind for things, but there's no real need to have to seriously grind and put a lot into this game to beat it. It's just, you might have to do a lot of repeatedly fighting a boss until you get the right attacks to come out, or just the right timing, I guess.
You on my side? Cool!
Now, this character, she's really good. I won't go too far into everything about her, because obviously as the story goes on, her storyline will, but I will tell you, her still ability is amazing. Right now, you can't really do it, but later on, she has Al Bed potions, which are one of the most broken healing items in the game, outside of like mega potions, because they're easier to get, and they heal everyone in the party for 2,000, I think, and up until really late game, that'll almost fully heal your every character. But again, that goes with how much you have grinded up into certain points. Because if you really want to grind, you could have super overpowered characters before you even progress in the game at all.
Phew. That was close. Hey, let me go!
Redek Drak! Ifin, Irisa, Tekiaka! Wag, Edeku! Kemed?
Fed! Throwback Risa!
Dralmia, Drakisha Tate.
Ifun Petit, Fapuneket Fedrik. Kuno.
Ked, Daija.
Hey, that hurts!
Usujek, Rain?
Whoa. Okay.
Canis!
Right, whatever.
Tui Hood Kabeg?
I said I don't understand.
Akumala!
Fed! He said you can stay if you make yourself useful.
You understand me? All right, I'll work.
So there you get the first look at the Albed language. Here's one of the books. This one is missable, even though they make it very obvious that it's there. There are, I think, 2 or 3 that are missable. Off the top of my head, I can't remember where all of them are. I will try to pick up as many as I can throughout this series. But like I said, at a later date, mostly when I get better at my editing skills, I will probably make 100% walkthrough of this game, because this is probably my favorite game.
What's this? Some kind of crane?
Rahui! Kadya Vijavonu strana!
All right. You don't have to shout.
And as you see there, some of the letters change to red. The red letters are the ones that you understand at the moment. This game came out in 2001, and I have probably been playing it since 2002 at the latest. And that's one cutscene I've honestly never seen. And I've never seen anyone activate that cutscene either. So that might be a remastered thing. I honestly doubt it. Because that seemed like it was still up to the graphic standards at the time. Because this got remastered in 2016. But the game isn't open world at all by any means. But there's still stuff that if you don't go through a certain path or just happen on it, you will miss things. Mostly items. Getting the celestial items can be annoying, but it's just exploring as much as you want. There's certain levels or areas in this game that you run into a fiend every few steps, so you just want to leave the area. So that's probably areas where most people miss things. But it's, if you just look at every area while you're walking through it, you probably won't miss things, unless there are quite a few mini games in this, which I always like doing them, and they did incorporate like puzzles in this game, especially with the temples, and then getting some of the celestial weapons, well, the items that you need to use to get the celestial items. They have a little bit of, I would say, hardship to them. It's not really hard, but you have to be able to pay attention. I know there's a few things that I've even had to look up to figure it out, because I know for one of the celestial weapons, you have to 100% every temple in the game. And with the remastered edition, if you do not 100% the temples as you go through them, you will have to fight really strong enemies to get back in there again. And like, they're like final level enemies that you need the celestial weapons to fight in the first place. So if you're interested in getting the celestial weapons in this, I will most likely get all of the destruction fears in this, and even just the stream, because it's just an extra few steps every temple to get them. Some temples you have no choice but to get them. So I will be doing that. But there are really good videos and channels out there that will show you how to get them also, if you don't want to be trying to skip through the streams again, trying to find out what I did. But as long as you explore, there's not much you can miss in this game. At most, there will be a few cutscenes that you've never seen before, or just some random chest that has something small in it. But let's get into this.
Almost forgot.
Oh, now we're getting into the sphere grids. I thought it was after all this. So the sphere grids get kind of crazy, and they look really complicated at first. If you're just doing a normal playthrough of this game, you just want to play it, see what it's like, see if you like it, you can just follow the natural path of them. You don't have to jump around with each character going down different paths, because there are people out there that strategically drop everyone in certain parts of the sphere grid. Then you have people that will do no sphere grid, won't even get any new abilities, won't do nothing, which, funnily enough, my first playthrough of this game, I was probably 10 or 11 the first time I ever played this game, and I didn't understand the sphere grid, and I honestly forgot about that, and I almost got close to 100%ing this game without a sphere grid by accident on my first playthrough.
We found some ancient ruins right beneath us. It's not active now, but there should still be some power left. We're gonna go down there and activate it. And then we should be able to salvage the big prize.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get to work.
Roger.
Now, another thing with this game that confuses a lot of people, and honestly still confuses me. You can breathe underwater, and it has something to do with when you defeat a fiend, you'll see little, like a spirit kind of thing come off of them. They're called fireflies. Now, something to do with them allows you to breathe underwater. They have their sports game Blitzball underwater. They do all these things underwater, which is fine, given this is a fantasy world. Where it gets complicated is certain characters cannot breathe underwater and almost drown. So they've never really explained how some people can breathe underwater and other people can't. And it's really inconsistent. You have 3 characters in your party that can do it, and the rest can't. And it's just, they should have explained that better. So, with this character, you want to steal as often as you can because her items aren't limitless, obviously. You saw the second time there, she didn't steal anything. And that doesn't mean that there's nothing left to steal. It's all on a probability type of thing. Because I could, if they would have survived, I could have stolen again and stolen something else. And due to, I think it's your luck, depends on what you can steal, because certain fiends drop better equipment than they originally would, and it has to do with your level and kind of your luck on what you get. And this coming up scene is one of my more favorite scenes, because quite honestly, I think we have all felt this way with technology at least once in our lives. For some reason, it works. Just hit it and it just happens to work, even though it's an ancient computer underwater. Also, another weird thing with these enemies is sometimes they're clustered together like that, or sometimes there's just one by himself. And it's really weird, because sometimes they'll look clustered like that and it'll be like 3 separate ones. And right now, as you can see, all I'm trying to do is steal from them, get as much. I think the only things they drop right now is grenades. Also, as you saw there, I got an overkill, and each fiend has, if you attack over a certain number, gives you an overkill, and if you get an overkill, you will have a higher likelihood of getting their better dropped item and multiples of it. And then you will at least get multiples of the regular dropped item. I really don't know what Titus does here. He's just able to punch everything, and it for some reason makes it work. I really don't know why they put that in there. So for the first few turns, you're going to want to try to steal from this boss. This is technically kind of your third legitimate boss, because the one before this, it doesn't have the boss title. it just has the monster title. But at your level, it kind of seemed like a boss at the time. He does this annoying thing where he just swims around here and tries to get away from you. And you kind of need to try to stick with him, or he does like a charging attack that hits pretty hard. And as you can see, using her grenades is about the best option you have. And this is going to explain trigger commands. There's quite a few fights that have them throughout. Later on, well, I guess you just did the attack anyways. But later on, there will be those kind of trigger commands, and they're more like talking commands, I guess. And they'll actually like boost your character's stats and actually help out a lot. My first few playthroughs, I never really cared enough to do it, but later on I definitely started because, you know, a little bit of a boost is better than nothing. But yeah, he'll just keep on doing this whole thing, trying to get away from you. So, because we did the first trigger attack, now we can do this pincer attack where we go on each side of him, and that'll stop him from doing that Nautilus charge. There you go, you got another opening. He's not a particularly hard boss as long as you keep up with the trigger commands. If you just kind of let it go, he will hit you really hard and can kill you pretty easily. But yeah, it kind of seems in this game when people can or cannot breathe underwater was just out of convenience for the storyline.
Futra Ersche!
Tradanukt van een neker.
Hoof, rooftu, tungadib. We, Wichita!
Hey, I helped out, didn't I?
hungry. Whoa! Right on.
Hey! It's 'cause you eat too fast. Hey!
Hello there. What is your name?
Riku?
Whoa! You really do understand. Woo-hoo-hoo! Huh? Why didn't you say so earlier?
I didn't get a chance to. Everyone thought we were a fiend.
We?
Oh, we means you.
Who are you guys anyway?
We're Al Bhed. Can't you tell? Wait, you're not an Al Bhed hater, are you?
I don't even know what an Al Bhed is.
Where are you from?
Xanarkand. I'm a blitzball player. Star player of the Xanarkand Abes.
Did you hit your head or something?
You guys hit me?
Oh, right. Do you remember anything before that?
So I told her everything there was to tell about Xanarkand. About life there, Blitzball, and Sin's attack. And about how Aaron and I were engulfed in this light. I just said things as they came to mind. But then I started to wonder. Did I say something funny?
You were near Sin. Don't worry, you'll be better in no time. They say your head gets funny when Sin is near. Maybe you just had some kind of dream?
You mean I'm sick?
Because of Sin's toxin, yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, there is no Xanarkand anymore. Sin destroyed it 1,000 years ago. So no one plays blitzball there.
Huh? What do you mean, 1,000 years ago? But I saw Sin attack Xanarkand. You're saying that happened 1,000 years ago? No way!
So, as y'all can kind of get the gist of, Titus likes to complain a lot. He likes to whine a lot throughout the entire series. Gets a little better at it later on, as he grows and matures throughout the game. And so now we know that her name is Riku, and I can assure you, no matter how much your wild fantasies wanted you to believe it as a child, she is wearing clothes. Don't know why they picked the skin color of clothes, but for some reason they did. It's kind of a common theme, I guess, throughout most fantasy games. But this one, as you get older, kind of realize how messed up it is, because I think she is the grand age of 15 and he's 17. So As you get older, it gets a little weirder to think about it. But let's continue on with the story as is.
You said... you play blitzball?
Uh-huh.
You know, you should go to Luca. Someone might know who you are, or you might find someone you recognize.
Luca?
Huh. Okay, leave it to me. I'll get you to Luca. Promise. You'd rather stay here?
Uh-uh.
Okay, I'll go tell the others. Wait here. Oh, and one thing. Don't tell anyone you're from Xanarkand, okay? Yevon says it's a holy place. You might upset someone.
Oh, uh-huh. My Xanarkand? Some kind of holy place? Yeah, right, I thought. Since when? Yevon? Sin? Luca? I thought Sin just took me to a faraway place, that I could go back in a day or two. But 1,000 years into the future? No way! Whoa, whoa!
Etonic!
Whoa! Ah! Riku! Blitzball!
Hey, you okay?
Hey!
Oh, you can tell this guy doesn't catch him if he can like it. Those vegetable items, you don't have to get it right now. You can get it later on when you start doing the later game things when you're trying to get the celestial weapons. I always get it now. This is the Moon Crest. It's one of the items that you need for one of the weapons. You need 2 items for each of the celestial weapons, and you need a certain area to be able to, I guess, imbue the power onto them, because you can get the celestial weapons as you go, but they are I don't even think they're equipable until you start putting these items into them. And one item will give you like half the abilities and make them usable, but they won't be at like their full power until you get both of the items you need.
Yo. Hiya.
You wanna try that move one more time?
Finally. Things were starting to look up.
You know, amateur. Who you play for?
The Xanarkin Abes.
What team you say again?
I meant, forget that. I got too, close to sin, and my head's all foggy like. So, I don't know where this place is, or even where I came from.
Sin's toxin got to you, but you're still alive. Praise be to Yevon. All right, back to practice. I'm Waka, coach and captain of the Besaid Aurochs, brother. What, you hungry? Okay, back to the village. I'll get you something.
As you can see, he doesn't retain information very well because he was just told not to mention anything about Xanarkin. And they expand on it pretty well pretty soon as to why and why in the beginning of the game we're in like a major city, and now we're kind of seems like we've gone back in time, even though they keep saying that Xanarkin was destroyed 1,000 years ago. It's where it kind of gets really complicated. I fully didn't understand it until I watched videos that explained it. So now we're on an island somewhere, and at least out of everything that he has experienced so far, at least Blitzball still exists. And as you can tell, these guys ain't exactly the greatest, and it becomes a major part of the story later on. It's some of people's most hated part of the story. I never really cared for it that much. It's kind of like a mini game, but if you want all the celestial weapons, you're going to have to play that mini game, and it takes hours. That is honestly why I never got that celestial weapon, because I suck at playing the minigame. And in the PS2 version, there is a way to cheese it, where you would get ahead on points, and then you could go hide somewhere, and it would just make all of the characters spin around in circles and just forget how to do anything. And in the remastered version, as far as me trying it out, it doesn't work anymore. So that kind of sucks, because there's, once we get there, I'll explain it and show it better, but there's like attack and defense stuff, but the math doesn't always work somehow. It's wild.
I felt like I could trust this Waka, so I just had to ask. It's true Xanarkin was destroyed, right? 1,000 years ago? So it's just a big pile of rubble now, isn't it?
Long time ago, there were a whole lot of cities in Spira. Big cities with machina, machines to run them. People played all day and let the machina do the work. And then, well, take a look. Sin came and destroyed the machina cities. And Xanarkand along with him. Yeah, that was about 1,000 years ago. Just like you said. If you ask me, Sin's our punishment for letting things get out of hand. What gets me, though, is we gotta suffer because of what some goofballs did way back when. Of course, we must always repent for our sins. That's important. It's just that it's hard to keep at it sometimes, you know?
It was just as Riku said. Waka and Riku couldn't both be lying. Why would they?
But you from the Xanarkand Daves, that was a good one, huh? Hey, I'm not saying that team never existed, yeah? But you gotta figure, a team living in luxury like that be pretty soft, eh?
I appreciated the fact that Waka was trying to cheer me up. But at that time, all I could think about was everything that happened to me. All this started with Sin. Maybe if I could find Sin one more time, I could go home. For now, I just live life until that time came. No more worrying about where or when I was. Sure, it was hard not to think of home, but I started to feel better already. A little better, maybe.
So, I think I'm explaining there why everything kind of seemed to go backwards. And as you will come to learn with Waka's point of view, it's more from a religious standpoint. I think the game did a pretty good job of having religion aspects and having kind of like a dispute with it. The character development in this game is honestly quite amazing with a lot of the characters. Some of the characters, they don't change that much. Waka's one of the ones that has a huge change in his storyline. And they did very well on the character developments in this game. But for today, I think that's where I'm gonna kind of leave it off. So I'm going to I'm going to stream Final Fantasy X every Thursday as part of a Throwback Thursday kind of deal. And once we get closer to the end of this stream, of this series, I'll probably have a kind of a poll throughout the platforms I'm on, because I'm on Kick and YouTube right now. I was supposed to be on Twitch, but for some reason it didn't want to connect on the stream. And I'm really new to all this, so I have to figure out what's going on there. Starting next Friday, most likely, I will start streaming Elden Ring as a personal request to one of my friends. He really wants to know how to get through that game, and which when I do that, sorry, my dog's begging for his toy. I might do a couple of Elden Ring, because there's so many different ways to do builds and stuff on Elden Ring. I'll probably, for the first run through, do kind of like a blood build, and keep it simple for the first one for people who just want to get through the game and have fun with it, because we all know how hard Souls games can be. So on Fridays, I will be streaming that. It'll probably start next Friday. I might try, if I can, I'll do it tomorrow. But for some reason, my Xbox app isn't working through my computer. It's kind of annoying. So I might just have to rebuy all my games through Steam to play them. Saturdays, I will be streaming, and Saturday streams are going to be more of newer games. Like, I'll probably start with Lies of P, which released last month. If y'all haven't heard about it, it's a Souls-like game about Pinocchio, which sounds very counteractive, but it gets as dark as a Souls games get, if not more. Because Souls games just have really bad bosses and stuff, where Lies of P just has gore and a really kind of messed up story. I didn't get very far in that game. I only played it for like a day, so that one's gonna be kind of going through together blindly. I got the gist of it down, but the button commands and stuff are super simple compared to Elden Ring. So I won't be too amazing at it. But that's kind of why I named the channel what I named it. I'm not exactly the greatest gamer on the planet. I never really started getting into games until about 4 or 5 years ago. Heavy into games anyways. So I will probably do Elden Ring and Lies of P until the finish of those games. I will either keep streaming Elden Ring, or I may just do videos for different builds and little tips and tricks on that game, because when that game released, I was playing that game nonstop for like 2 months. But after the Lies of P is done, because as far as I know, there's no like multiple endings or anything like Elden Ring. I will probably, I don't know if I should do Dark Souls on my Saturday stream, or wait to do it as part of the Throwback Thursdays. But I've never played any other Souls game besides Elden Ring. So, I thought it would be a fun to go through that on the channel through streaming, just because, like I said, not that great at gaming, and think it might be funny to watch me struggle nonstop for hours on end. So, if I don't get on tomorrow, if I can't get this app to work on my computer, then I will see y'all Saturday. I will probably stream earlier than 7 o'clock. The only reason why I stream this late now is because I have a full-time job, and I don't even get home until 4:30, 5 o'clock. But Saturdays, I'll probably hop on mid-afternoon. Have a little earlier stream, probably have a longer stream too. So, until then, hope y'all have a good day. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If y'all have any input for me, just let me know. I'm very new to all of this. It has taken me a few days to even get this going. So, hope y'all have a good night.